So this is a topic I've sort of wanted to talk about for a while, but didn't know when or how to sort of talk about it, and I would love to do a more in-depth and like more professional type version of this in the future, but for now I'm just gonna blab at the camera about this topic. So, the lack of female protagonists in games. You guys have seen this over the internet lately with Ubisoft, how they said they couldn't have a playable character in the new Assassin's Creed which was female because it would take them double the animations, and a lot of other developers have came out and said it's not true, it would only take them days of work. But this has been, thoroughly discussed in the game industry, so I wanted to give my opinion about it, and this is just going to be me talking about why there's not a lot of female protagonists in the games industry and what you can do about it to change the fact. You really have to listen to the why first, because this is probably an issue that not that many people actually talk about. You think you know what I'm going to talk about right now, but I don't think you know what I'm going to talk about. So let's begin. So let me start by saying, hey, my name is Emma, and if you haven't guessed already from this channel or otherwise, that yes, I do like to play games. And some of the games in recent memory that I have played, which I have enjoyed a lot and related a lot to the characters specifically, was games which had female protagonists. Probably because I'm a female. Games like The Last of Us, especially Left Behind DLC, Tomb Raider, games like Gone Home, Transistor, any game with a female protagonist, I find when they're doing stuff, I can relate to them more. I may have not been in a zombie apocalypse or something like that, but I can relate to how the characters act in certain situations. So coming from that standpoint, I would love to see more female protagonists in games, because hey, that relates to me better. So a lot of this is actually just to do straight with business decisions. So let's rewind back to the start when consoles actually came into the home for consumers. So if you had like an example of, hey, little Timmy and little Susie. Little Timmy, you know, their parents are like, what are we gonna buy them for Christmas? I know, I'll buy them a Nintendo Entertainment System. And little Susie, okay, you know, because of gender roles, let's buy her a toy iron and a dollhouse. Cool, that's easy. I know that this happens because straight up I have been little Susie, and I've asked, when my aunties have asked me, hey, like, what do you want for Christmas when I was a young kid, and I'll be like, I know games are expensive, so can you just give me a bit of money? I can gather it all together to buy a Game Boy game. And I go to Christmas and I'm like, oh hey Emma, here's your present, and they'd buy me like a Barbie doll, and I'd be like, what, did you hear what I just told you? That's just how people work in this society. So now fast forward back into today's culture, little Timmy, you know, he loved video games so much that he wanted to be a video game developer. Little Susie, she just went about her life normally and is doing whatever the hell she wants to be doing right now. So because of this process, boys going into more game development, they're going to make games which are more likely to associate with them, because that's what they know. That's not an issue, that's just how humans work. And there being less females in development at the start, then they can't have as much say into how this game is going to be made. And now with the majority of males in development, they start making games and which are sort of more associated with men, and they keep on coming out. And soon that cycle keeps on being made until a lot of the market is males. And then marketing comes along. I'm a marketing major, I know how this works. They go, okay, we're Ubisoft right now, we are making a new game, let's do some market research. And they say, look at the market in front of us, how many people are we trying to associate our game with, who are we targeting? We go, I know, well most of the market is male. You heard that stat, which is 50% female, 50% male gamers. I can tell you from a fact that that is not true in terms of AAA games. We're talking about like Candy Crush or a Facebook game, which are, you know, they're still games, they're still awesome. I have a lot of female friends, and probably actually 100% of them play games on their phone. But once you bring them into, here's a controller, come play my PlayStation, they're just like, no thank you. If I look at my YouTube stats right now of who watches my channel, it is 90% males. That's not just because I'm female or whatever. If you went to pretty much every gaming channel which is more niche, they're gonna be having exactly the same stats as me. If you go to PewDiePie, he's gonna have a lot more females, but that's just because he has more attention from the mass market, so more females are gonna be watching him. So back to the marketers, they have 90% market is male. So they go, well, we need to segment this market to target our game more appropriately. So they go, well, because there's only 10% females, let's kind of knock them out of our marketing target market. So we're gonna say like, we're targeting males from age 16 to 35 that own a console, and that's their target market. This is how all marketing works. They don't market to everyone. They don't market inside your local food shopping center, or hey, come buy this game in your grandma's clothing shop. They don't market, come buy Assassin's Creed. No, they specifically target it towards a market. In some cases, there is a marketing concept where you have a market, and to get into this market, you want to disassociate all the other markets. This is why you see sometimes if you have like young person's clothing store, they blast the music really loud to actually keep out old people. That's the same in game development that I've seen sometimes. If you've seen that ad, I'm pretty sure it was for Dead Space, which they had an ad that was saying like, your mum will hate this. This is disassociating other markets, so then people that are in that market like it more. So they got this target market. Ubisoft and EA, they're massive multi-million-dollar companies. They are not going to develop a game without doing thorough market research. So they're going to bring in people from who they think is their target market to have an opinion of games, of concept art, etc, etc. They are not going to release a game without doing this. They're also going to do some secondary market research. So they're going to go through the internet and, you know, go say sites like IGN and be like, who visits your site? Because we want the people that are at your site to come and buy our game, which again is targeted towards males. Also, to do a research, they're going to look at prior games which have been released and which games have been sold more, and what type of protagonists, what type of characteristics are in these types of games. So say if, oh, our first person shooters have sold more games, then they're going to make another first person shooter, because that's what they go off. Same as, hey, this dude made more money than this chick, we're going to go off the dude game next time. I can guarantee you the sales of Child of Light will help determine what Ubisoft makes for like their next AAA game, because that's another, you know, female protagonist. And if it's done shit, then hey, they're gonna be like, well, fuck that, we're just gonna make another dude because people like dudes better. In this market research, they're gonna ask questions like, hey, which concept art do you like better? Hey, what type of character would you rather play as? And, you know, in this target market, even if 1 to 2% of people are like, I kind of really like dudes better than chicks when I want to play this game because I'm so used to playing as that, because I associate more with that, because, you know, if you're a male, that's what you associate with. Then for big companies like Ubisoft and EA, this could mean tens of thousands of dollars difference in profits. And businesses, I mean, this is the game industry and we love having fun and we love games, but Ubisoft and EA and companies like that are 100% made to make a profit. That's how a business runs. Maybe some indie games maybe aren't as much into profit number one, but in the end game, 99% of all businesses, that's what they want. So if they're making a decision on have a female or male protagonist and they figure out from all this research that they've done that, hey, actually, we're going to make more money from a male perspective than a female perspective, what do you think they're going to go as? They need to please their shareholders, they need to please everyone in the business like that, and that's the decision they're going to make. So at the end of the day, that whole reason is why we have more male protagonists than female protagonists. So after all that discussion, what can be done to make more female protagonists? Well, there's the one biggest reason which you can kind of do, and that's vote with your wallet. If you see a game which has a female protagonist, buy it. If you want to see more, buy it. That's how capitalism works. Businesses see what consumers want and they make it. So if there's a trend towards games which have female protagonists, they're going to be like, oh hey, that's the trend, let's go do that. If you see Child of Light and you like RPGs and you want to see more female protagonists, buy it. Same as Transistor, same as Gone Home, same as Tomb Raider, same as any other game which has a female protagonist, which you like the genre, go spend your money. That's the #1 way you vote in this industry. And that is for AAA games. Now let's go into indie games now. Because they're smaller, they can actually target a niche market. So you can target a smaller market. So they might say, hey, you know what, we actually want to target females. So they can develop games specifically for that. They're less risky because it costs much less to develop an indie game than it does to develop an Assassin's Creed. They're going to do that. If you see indie games, again, which have female protagonists, go buy it. You can vocalize this to indie game developers that, hey, if they can see that there's going to be a profitable market for them, then they will develop there. What else can you do? You can be vocal about this. I'm a female and I probably have a lot more female friends, but most of you guys that are watching are male. So if you want female games, you know, show your friends like, oh yeah, the new Tomb Raider is really cool. That's a female developed game, because you can get rid of that 1 to 2% of people which are like, actually I hate playing as girls. If you influence more people, then the more people that are going to be like, hey, you know what, that's sort of cool. I played as Lara Croft in Tomb Raider and I really love that game and I want to see more of it. That is how you influence big developers. Remember, the only way to vote in the game industry for games that you want is to pay money for them. Developers can see that and then be like, oh hey, I want to do that, I want money. That's all they want, that's nothing bad, that is just capitalism, that is how the world works. Thank you for watching my massive rant on this topic. If you stuck around, thanks for listening to my opinion. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my other videos, and if you like them, make sure you subscribe. And hey, if you want to talk more about games, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!